3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading number 1044. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you feel called to, ring the notification bell next to it as well. And if you do feel called to subscribe and to stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So as usual, starting with interpreting number 1044. Well, actually, before I started talking about that number, I still have number 122 on the timer, which is a message or a reminder or confirmation that change really does start with you. This number is about the power that you have to create positive change. That positive change starts with yourself. Not only are you worth positive change, you deserve to have a positive impact on those around you and in the world, in the collective, as in general. You deserve to have peace and to contribute to peace, Now, with interpreting number 1044, the number 1 is about trusting yourself. It's about your intuition, listening to what your inner voice, your inner compass is trying to say and where it is trying to guide you. It could be really important for somebody to release self-doubt, to really understand where it's coming from, and discern whether it comes from an honest place or not, whether it's actually a fair evaluation or fair feelings that you have about yourself and what you're capable of and what is possible for you. It really is difficult to live in a way that isn't grounded in the trust and the faith that you have with yourself. This could be a good opportunity for someone to heal or mend the relationship that they have with themselves. And you deserve to have that. You deserve to have a healthy relationship with yourself. You deserve to be your own best friend and to have your own back. Especially if you want to be there for other people. I'm a strong believer that you can't help others, you can't support others, if you can't or are not willing to help and support yourself. You must come first, because without you, there is nothing. The number 0, it can be about cycles or patterns that you're noticing or that you should be noticing in the way that you think, feel, and believe, or the way that you live, or just how the world works. I'm definitely feeling that there could be certain ways of thinking, feeling, and believing that contribute to a sense of just a lack of self-confidence, a low sense of self-worth. I encourage you, if you feel called to look into neuroplasticity. You can be whoever you want to be, for better or for worse. You are adaptable. You are capable. I'm just thinking about how I said that you can be whoever you want to be, but it's also important to be yourself. It's just basically a message that you can be yourself. You can adjust and positively change. You can do that. It's really just a matter of whether you're willing to give yourself permission to do that, or you're willing to commit to positive changes within yourself and ultimately outside of yourself. The number 0 can also be a reminder in this reading. It is confirmation to know when to put yourself first. Any journey outside of yourself, a relationship, a career, some project, it's always running parallel to the journey and the relationship that you have with yourself. And it's important to know when to put yourself first. The journey, the love, and the respect that you should have for yourself. It's important to know when to put that first. The number 4 is connected to ancestors and stability, and there are 2 4s here. And I get this feeling that your ancestors really do want more stability for you. They want you to feel more safe and more secure, not just in your reality, but in who you are. Honestly, I think it's hard to feel safe and secure in life if you don't feel that way about yourself. Because at that point, you're letting life throw you around instead of taking control of your own life. So it almost feels like there's a choice here. I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words. Who or what do you want to make the decisions in your life? You or your circumstances? Or the past? Be careful where you place your power to choose. You deserve to feel empowered enough to create a reality that not only reflects who you are, but what you deserve and what you really need. I get this feeling that it's an important message for you to value your own voice, your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, your own soul, your own being, yourself. Like I said, you deserve to have a healthy relationship with yourself for so many reasons. Endless reasons, even. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9. And the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. When you align more with the truth of who you are contributing to a world that is more authentic and true. You really do matter. What you believe in matters. What you want and what you need matters. Someone here could even be feeling apathetic in the relationship that they have with themselves. And I think it's really, really important for you to look deeper at that, because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to be a victim of your own shadow. You know? You could feel called to do shadow work. I know that every time I talk about shadow work, I think about this book, the shadow work book that I have. I never finished it, but it's like an interactive type of book where like you can answer questions, draw things and stuff. One of the things it had you do was draw out your shadow. Maybe you could look into that, finding a book or an activity to make a visual interpretation of your shadow, your own darkness. We all have darkness within us, but we can't let it consume our light. We have to respect it so it doesn't overpower us. We have to respect it by allowing ourselves to feel it and move forward from it in a healthy and empowering kind of way. Whether you already feel a sense of purpose or you feel called to find one, this is confirmation of that. If you're letting go of certain ways of thinking, feeling, or believing, or certain relationships or opportunities because they just don't align with the truth of who you are, this is confirmation that that is the right thing to do. If the right thing to do to you is about putting yourself first when you need to, when you deserve to, and sometimes even when you just want to. There could be a need here to find balance between selfishness and generosity. No matter which side of the spectrum you're on, it feels like there's either too much selfishness or someone here who gives too much. And it's not fair to yourself and how it impacts your reality. I did see the number 111 on the timer, which is about trusting yourself. So that's just more confirmation of what I was talking earlier on in the video. This reading about having faith and trust in yourself and your ability to take control of your own life, make your own decisions, and use your own voice. There's more encouragement here for you to release the self-doubt and, being just harsh or overly critical towards yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Life doesn't have to be perfect. All that matters is that you find peace. Really. I'm going to draw out a few cards from these playing cards here. We're going to start off with that. See what comes through for you in relation to everything that we've been talking about with the number 1044. Trusting yourself, believing in yourself, knowing when to put yourself first, analyzing yourself, your inner world so you can understand it and work with it rather than against it, your ancestors, and prioritizing stability inside and out. Really contributing to something bigger than you. Now we have the Six of Swords or the Six of Spades, and it says holding on. On the other side, it says moving on. So it does feel like there is potential here for you to have more peace in your life. There's really some sort of internal conflict, whether it's a battle or a war with many battles. The conflict within yourself needs to be resolved. It needs to be understood, maybe transmuted and, used in a way that works for you rather than against you. It feels like this is encouragement for you to learn instead of punish yourself. The number 6 is about a choice between self-love and self-destruction, and I just now saw the number 333 on the timer. And that number is about self-expression, communication, healing, growing, and making a commitment. This feels like a message of encouragement for you to commit to self-love, to learning how to use your voice, to healing and growing. It really feels like you deserve to have more focus and attention on yourself, to understand how you need to or should be nurturing and protecting yourself. Like I've been saying, this feels like an opportunity to build a healthier, more fair, more honest relationship with yourself. Next card is the Ten of Spades or the Ten of Swords. It says inevitable end and healing. Another way it says betrayal. I want to talk about the number 10 first, which is confirmation of the presence of your spirit guides. Most definitely your ancestors, past loved ones, whether you knew them in this life or not. They're really here to support you in finding more stability mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically, if that resonates for you as well. There is a painful ending here, and I feel like that's what's contributing to some sort of internal conflict or grief. And it feels like this reading is here to encourage you to move on in a healthy way, to heal. and to learn, and to connect deeper with your faith and your own intuition, the spiritual nature of who you are in this reality. That's what it feels like. Last card I have is the Nine of Swords. It says lost and scared. There's grief right there. Confirmation of me just talking about grief. On the other side it says anxious, nightmares, and scared. The video game Little Nightmares, I think that's what it's called. That could be significant for somebody for some reason or another. That's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. As I said, this reading is definitely not about perfection. It does bother me a little bit, not gonna lie, but it's okay. Because, it looks different on the table, but when you look in the camera, it's a little bit off. It's good. It's fine. All three of these cards are swords or spades. So there's very much a lot of focus here on what's going on mentally with your thoughts and how they are influencing your emotions and ultimately your judgment and your ability to make sound decisions. It feels like if you don't move on healthily from some sort of painful ending, some psychologically painful ending, it's going to lead to decisions that you might regret, or probably will regret. It really depends on, what happens in life, but just take whatever resonates, leave what doesn't. If you do feel lost and anxious, that is a call for you to find answers and to find peace, to find courage within yourself. Well, not really find courage, just being willing to embrace it. It's already there. It's just a matter of how are you going to use that courage, your willingness to take risks, to work for you rather than against you. The number 9 is confirmation of what we talk about with purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. This pain, this ending, is definitely bigger than you, and this is a call for you to grieve whatever this loss is. I do want to mention that healing, sometimes it's about letting yourself be a mess and really just in your emotions, your worst state of mind. Obviously, don't make any decisions in that time. But other times, it's about changing your perspective. And the way that I look at it, sometimes you have to let yourself, your inner child, kick and scream. And then once you're done, once you get it all out, and you're not feeling so stubborn, then open yourself up to finding a newer, healthier perspective that is more honest and more conducive to a reality, a life, relationships, a job, everything that you deserve. Your life you deserve to have a life that revolves around who you are, not other people's opinions or your fears, because that's not you. You're not somebody else's opinion, and you are not your fears. You are light. You have your own traits, interests. This really could be a call for somebody to discover themselves. Give yourself the attention and the time and the effort that you deserve to do some soul searching. And as I already mentioned, connect deeper with your faith, your soul, the spiritual nature of who you are, and the way that this reality is. At least in my opinion, as a card reader. But I am going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out one last card from these index cards to sort of see how, I guess, these messages are going to come together. Maybe what is the most important to point out as I close up and finish this reading for you. This makes a lot of sense. This card says, I feel so much emotion underneath, and I don't know how to express it. This perfectly aligns with the intensity of this grief, your anger, your sadness, your numbness, and struggling to express it in a healthy way. Like I said when talking about the Nine of Swords up here, if you're feeling lost, seek out answers, seek out some direction, some clarity. In this effort to build a healthier relationship with yourself, exploring what works for you when it comes to self-expression and healing is, in my opinion, a big part of that. So don't give up on yourself. I really feel like there's all there is to say about this card. At least what I'm feeling from it. Don't give up on yourself. The faith and the trust in yourself to heal, to grieve, and to learn and grow from it in a way that works for you, rather than against you. I'm being reminded of what I said about committing to self-love rather than self-destruction and self-hate. It's really tempting, I know, to punish ourselves, to take it out on our future. But that's not the answer. It's not fair to yourself, and it's not fair to the other people around you and the kind of impact that you have on others. I believe that whenever we hate ourselves and we destroy ourselves, we are contributing to the hate and the destruction put onto others. I believe that the standards that we set in the relationship with ourselves is a reflection of the standards that we set in the relationship with others. This is so much bigger than just what you deserve. It's what other people deserve too. And it's even beyond just what people deserve and what you deserve. It's so much bigger. It really is. And if you're feeling that, I encourage you to trust it. If you don't feel that, I'm not going to tell you what to believe. But I will encourage you to keep searching, keep seeking, and keep healing.